So now we're doing a sunrise ride on our way to work. Beautiful, beautiful.
Morning.
Morning. Finally dry.
I know. How about that, right?
Yeah, no kidding. I was thinking I should have got a jet ski instead of a bike.
No kidding. I was gonna get one of those weed cutter props on a patrol boat to mow my yard.
There we go. Have a good one. Stay up. What is up, party people? Monday morning. Beautiful, beautiful day. Actually got to ditch the hoodie that goes underneath my thick winter riding jacket. And the jacket's even a little bit warm now. Cruising home. Got parts for the lawnmower in the trunk. So I got to do spring maintenance on the lawnmower. Got some new blades to put on it. The old ones are very, very old. So got to get that done. Beautiful day like this. Got to get the yard mowed while it's still dry. Good times, good times. All right, so today's topic is why the V-Strom? The bus is really close to those poor guys on the motorcycle. Why the V-Strom? So, my first bike, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I like to do a lot of research and read up on everything and get an idea of this and that and what everybody's opinions are and formulate my own based on what they've found and etc, etc. And for my first bike, I definitely did not want a crotch rocket, a sport bike, or a super sport bike. It's fast. It is not comfortable for long rides. It will not do what I want it to do. So in looking for bikes, I took the attitude of, hey, what's on the road? I took the attitude of, what do you want the bike to do? And get a bike that is suited for that. You are just walking down the road here. So I'm going to ease around you. So what do you want to do on the bike? And get a bike that's suited for that. So some of the candidates were the super sport bike, but I was actually afraid of going too fast. I'm afraid that I will get used to the speed and we'll start doing dumb stuff. Even though I'm not a kid anymore, I know my limitations. And for starting out riding, I didn't want a bike that would hit 60 in first gear, you know what I'm saying? Another candidate of mine was more a cruiser bike. I used to ride a Yamaha Murago way back in the day. It wasn't mine, it was my uncle's. And I didn't ride it a lot, but I really enjoyed that comfortable feeling riding that. So that was on my list of possibilities. But I kind of had a purpose here. My brother and I are planning a trip in 2021 to ride to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. So I wanted a bike that would be comfortable for longer distances, but I still wanted something that would handle dirt roads and fire roads relatively well. That meant a dual sport bike or an adventure bike, and looking between the two of those, I had it narrowed down to a KLR 650, which is, everybody agrees, a phenomenal bulletproof bike, which for some reason Kawasaki just decided to stop making. And my brother actually has a KLR 650, and he has ridden that to Alaska twice from Wisconsin. So I know it's a capable bike, and between the dual sport, the on-road, off-road, I would say that it does both decent, neither great, and it probably leans a little bit more towards the off-road. So the other bike that was highly recommended was the V-Strom, and I like the idea of the 650, not a leader bike, not a big bike. And it also is regarded as kind of a dual sport. It will do on-road and off-road. Neither of them absolutely great, but if you had to pick between the two, this is obviously firmly on the road side rather than the off-road side. So I looked at what am I doing, and how many of my videos have you seen me riding off-road? None so far. Not that I won't ride off-road. Got some plans, but most of my riding is commuting back and forth to work. I have some little day trips coming up, and all of them are on road. So I wanted something that, yes, could do a fire road or a gravel road, okay, but more would be doing well off-road. I mean on-road, sorry. So that led me to the V-Strom 650. One of the other bikes I looked at was the Kawasaki Versus, and the Versus 300 was a nice little bike, but I do want to be able to do highway speeds, and I know that the Versus will do highway speeds, but it's got the same engine as the Ninja 300, and it picks up a vibration when you start pushing it. It is not a phenomenal bike for high speed. So I kind of wrote that off, even though I sat on it for a while at a dealership, and it was very, very comfortable. It could have been a good little bike for me, and if all I was doing was riding a half hour to work and home from work, then that would have been awesome. But that's not the case. Nice protective DOT t-shirt. Sweet. Yeah, I got this. Okay. So, need to take it a little bit easy there. My traction control light blinked at me when I was coming out of there, so that is probably something I do not want to do again. Not that way. So anyway, yeah, so the Versus was a decent bike. I also did look at a Africa Twin, but the price was just too high. It fit within my budget until you started figuring in any tax tag, title, anything like that, and they just couldn't come down and work with me on it. So I decided that I would go with the V-Strom. So far, this has been a wonderful bike. I am really, really happy with it. I have 1,041 miles on it. And I really like everything about it. The only thing I wasn't comfortable with, and that was riding in the rain. And I don't know if that's the bike or me. I don't know if... See, right now with the wind, I can feel the bike moving around like it did in the rain, and I know it's not wet, so that means it was just the wind that was pushing me around. So I think I was just overly concerned, overly cautious, overly worried riding in the rain, and I'm not ashamed of that. That is, I think, a legitimate thing to be concerned about. So that's why I chose the V-Strom. I have done a few updates to it. If you haven't seen me talk about my my little dash plate for mounting my cell phone and why I chose that rather than mounting it down here on the handlebars. There's a video about that. And if you haven't seen my video about my new windscreen, you can check that one out as well. And when I get home today, there should be another update in the mail for me, and I'll put that on and do a little bit of review on that guy too. So that is why I chose the Suzuki V-Strom 650. And had I to choose all over again, I am 90% certain I would be choosing the same bike. There is another bike that I really like that may end up being my second bike, but it's a little bit more purpose-built. This bike is definitely more of an all-arounder, and right now that's perfect for what I want. So there you go. Thanks for joining me on the ride. If you have not already, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell if you want to know when my next video comes out. Thanks for riding along. Stay safe.